Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to the first open chat post Way Day and post Memorial Day sale. I'm sorry it took me so long to get back to you all, but mm, things have been extremely stressful when it comes to work. And if you've seen my most recent video that I did this afternoon, I kind of go a little bit over why. Uh, uh, I get tired of the sword of Damocles constantly hanging over my neck, which is basically what your career is going to look like if you get into sales, whether it's call center sales or on the retail floor sales. But let's say hi here. Hi, Jen. Hello. But as I always rant about work, I kind of had an epiphany this morning in regards to that, because a lot of the issues that were coming up in my coachings, which is what we do when we're on the phones, was stuff that all stems from the fact that I'm autistic. The fact that I'm not asking for help. Most of us from early ages, even those of us who weren't diagnosed, basically had drilled into us that us asking for help is an enormous burden, and that what we are to do is to not ask for help or really anything and try to make us as unburdensome as humanly possible. When that happens at a formative age, by the time you hit my age, it's a way of life at that point, right? So you're not going to be comfortable. You're not even going to think about reaching out and asking somebody for help, right? Part of the diagnosis. Communication is stunted. Rapport building is off. Autism, autism, autism. And I came to the realization I was not really being fair to my boss. I can't expect a person, in spite of all the autism awareness campaigns that have been going on for eons now, to know that this is coming from my diagnosis, because who's going to teach them? I am the first autistic employee this poor man has ever had to deal with. I'm mouthy, I'm opinionated, I got a massive chip on my shoulder. And I kind of took everything he did the wrong way, not realizing this is how he coaches neurotypicals. It was like a light bulb moment. He doesn't understand why the way he coaches neurotypicals is not going to work on me and is not going to affect my numbers in any way that is positive. So I started a new series on my channel called Autistic in the Workplace. I'm going to be doing it as a two-pronged series to only be done on the weekends because I got to have some time to myself. And I decided to approach it from two perspectives. The first part of the series are going to be joint videos where essentially I'm going over autism, all of that, all the things that they don't teach you during Autism Awareness Week, right? Then it's going to be covering from the autistic perspective, and then from more of a managerial perspective, how do you handle these types of situations when you're dealing with someone that literally has a brain that functions differently? How do you, as a manager, internalize that even though someone may be pulling from the same call or from the same pool of customers, not really? Because how those calls impact me and how I interact with them is going to be 100% different than every single one of my neurotypical peers that are on the team. But yeah, I'm going to be doing that. I started that series. I've decided I got to start diversifying my channel, and I've got to start talking about some of these other topics. And what better way to find motivation than seeing things crop up in your own life, right? All right, on to the good news, my singular one person watching. We had some good news. I think I showed it on my last live. ARC has come out. ARC, again, if you are unfamiliar with ARC, is the largest provider of services for people who are physically or developmentally disabled in the United States, bar none. They don't have any competition. They really don't. Not really. They deal with a cast of consumers that come from all walks of life at any age. So they follow you from sometimes toddlerhood for some folks, all the way into their elderly years. I know I've worked very closely with Mike Powers that runs the Southwest region here for going on 2 decades. I first met him at about 2006 during the World Autism Symposium that was done at Tantera out in Osage Beach. But ARC has gotten tired of going back and forth with the FDA, of we gaining ground and winning something only to have it ripped away from us and have to start the fight all over again. So ARC has gone and reached out to the folks that they are connected to politically. They've got a petition going out. I believe I have it on my description box somewhere, getting people to sign. They're taking it to the feds, and I don't mean the FDA. I mean the ARC is calling for an investigation. Now, there has been calls for investigation before, but it's never been done by someone with that massive of a platform before. The thousands, possibly millions of people that ARC's reach touches in some capacity, I don't have the words to explain that. But God, I'm proud. I'm proud that I'm a former consumer of the ARC services through the Person-Centered Planning Program. I'm more proud that I helped them spearhead and spread person-centered planning throughout the state, as well as worked on them with various other projects and consulting and others. To see them take this stand, this is like a megacorp drawing a line in the sand, not for their own profits, but to protect other people. It's that large. That would be the equivalent of if Microsoft were to step in, and at least to us. How big ARC is not something that's really known to the general public, I don't think, but they are massive. They are in every single state, in every single region of the state throughout the United States. So I'm massively proud of them. I'm glad to see someone with power and influence do something. Because this should not be continuing to be drug on and drug on and drug on for decades. This is the most cut and dry case on paper that should ever exist. When they see what the BRI got up to back when they were called that in California, the deaths, the descriptions of how those students were treated like less than animals, the deaths, that should have ended it. Should have ended it. But the JRC has had a stranglehold on the bag, as it were, for decades. We needed someone as big as ARC, with ARC's influence and ARC's finances to jump in this fight. We needed it. To do so in just a public way, not just to send a statement of support and post it on your website, but to actually jump on there. Start early with the activism and getting things in motion is huge.
Hey, Tiffany.
Hey, Chairman, good to see you. I know it's a while.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I lost all my subscribers because I had to restart my channel because I still had that problem with someone screwing up my live streams.
Yeah, I get that. I've ran
I
into it.
had 665 subscribers, and now I'm back down to under, I don't know, 5 or 6. Jesus.
No, they've been attacking us all lately, but as usual, and I'll say it again for the billionth time, it's never when I go after AH that people come after me. It's the moment I open my mouth about Autism Speaks, that's when my channel starts getting all the problems.
Well, and I even was able to get onto a web browser and go to my YouTube studio and remove all my mods and stuff, and I still had somebody coming on blocking people. So somehow someone's gotten a wrench, a managing moderator wrench, and screwing things up.
Well, thankfully, mine is Jenny. Jenny's never screwed me over. She
Well,
never will.
well,
Like, you guys are kind of the backbone of the channel. Like, the more popular YouTubers, I expected them to go their way because this is my topic and they obviously kept theirs. I wish them well and I still watch their channels. This is my thing. So
yeah,
I get it. But you, Jen, and then Chloe there for a while. You
yeah,
guys are the backbone. You guys
yeah.
really are the backbone.
Well, if and
Hi,
when I can
Jenny.
get a laptop or a computer, I'm gonna redo my channel totally and come up with something new because I just can't believe it. I had 665 subscribers and some jackass screws it up for me.
Yeah, that's people for you, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And they really got like they see disability as a weakness. So if they see you on YouTube, you're saying something that they don't want, they think you're easy prey.
Well, apparently I was. So,
I don't think you are, otherwise you wouldn't have just restarted again. I mean, we're smaller channels. When we get attacked, we can start back up again. It's the people of the more major channels that have gotten themselves closed down before. I've seen that.
well, I wish YouTube would get rid of all these fucking assholes on here.
Okay, I'm gonna be blunt. We're about 13 minutes in. Hold on.
Yeah.
What I wish would happen is all these freaking porn bots to leave me the hell alone.
Oh God.
Every time I do a post, unless it's on Facebook, which I have, as Jenny knows, severely restricted access to. That is for family and friends, people I know face to face. And
Hmm.
yes, I follow Marvel, but I'm a Marvel nerd and I follow the Deadpool stuff, obviously. But it is what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, they do. They'll attack us, and God knows why.
Huh.
But yeah, I've come to expect that sort of thing. I mean, Jenny remembers during one of my early lives when it was her, me, and Chloe, and we were lightening the mood and we were playing, God, what is that card game? Something Against Humanity.
Yeah.
I'm brain dead, folks. I had a pool day and I've been out in the sun. Send help. But one of those dudes see that this was an open panel. He jumped on the link, and that little video, tiny little video you see when somebody's getting ready to come on your channel,
Yeah.
he was masturbating. And I blocked him. Jenny blocked him. Poor girl was on it. Cards Against Humanity. Yes. Cards
The
Against
Cards
Humanity.
Against Humanity. Yeah.
And he kept popping up over and over again. And yeah, I'm sarcastic. I can't help myself. And
How do you keep popping up over and over again if you're blocked?
he kept coming up with new names. I'm sorry. I'm not here to validate any man's feelings about his shortcomings. Sorry.
Oh, that's funny. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Like, sorry for you. Truly. Sorry for you. I mean,
Carl, drink or eat some ashwagandha for crying out loud. That will help.
like here,
That will help that.
like Jenny's saying here, it came to she literally had to jump through hoops so that he could no longer come back onto the channel. But Jenny here did her job so well, he can't even come up on the videos and make comments. You are a beast, girl.
Oh, so she blocked him
Entirely.
from your channel. Yeah.
Well, that's what ended up happening anyway, but yeah, I've had really weird crap happen. And she can tell you, I get the occasional troll sometimes when we were talking to JDAH case while it was active, but it was mostly the moment the words Autism Speaks left my mouth.
Boom. Yeah.
There it is.
Which is a scam thing my sister's oldest daughter fell for.
You're gonna learn today, folks. Autism Speaks is the biggest fucking grift on planet Earth. Okay, it is a con job.
Yeah.
Billions of dollars come in every year. You don't have a single dime for the families, especially ones that you could sit there and you try to beg them to come tell their testimonials, but you're not going to pitch in when you see a struggling family that is starving to afford services while you're getting billions of dollars in research money every year.
Yeah.
Tax free because non for profit. So, where is this research? They've been making the same con for well over the last almost 40 years now. Where are we on that research where all that money went?
In their pockets.
Nowhere. We are
In
no
their
closer to understanding anything than we were in 2009. Go ahead, Chairman. I interrupted.
No, I'm just saying all the money went in their pockets. All the money went to their pockets.
Biggest con job on planet Earth. But don't try to say anything because those parents, like the JRC parents, are also Kool-Aid drinkers because they have been told that's what the thing. Autism Speaks is wonderful. They do great things for autistic people. Look what they do every April.
Yeah.
Follow the money, kids.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah. Speaking of autistic people, I haven't heard a damn word from
Thank
Seven
you, Jen.
Tails.
I love you to death.
I haven't heard a word from Seven Tails in like 7 months.
Well, a few of them still come on every so often, but
Yeah.
yeah, most of us, me, this last month and a half, I've just been exhausted.
Yeah.
My boss and
Well,
I have been, we buckheads. We do not mesh. It's not he's a bad person because he isn't. He's trying to understand, but he's dealing with a type of person he's never had to deal with in the workplace before, and he really
yeah.
doesn't know how to handle it because nobody's ever trained him.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I can't get mad at him for not knowing things, and I can't get mad at him and expect him to know things that I've literally had to teach to others.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Autism Awareness Month is not doing the job that they tell you that it's doing. Which is why I kind of titled that first video of the new series, What is Beyond Autism Awareness? Okay, you have a generalized Cliff Notes idea of what autism is. Now, do you understand how that would affect us in a real life setting? Majority of the people have no idea.
Yeah.
They have no idea that, like, in a retail sales job where communication is key, even if we need the help, we're not going to ask because most of us in the disability community have been taught and drilled into our heads early
Yeah.
that we are a burden and our job is to behave and try to pretend to be as normal as humanly possible so we be a less of a burden on society. That is a fact.
Yeah. Oh, on March 27th, I lost my dog.
Oh, hon, I'm sorry.
Yeah, but the way I lost him was really messed up. Somebody threw a piece of hot dog out on the ground, and it was poisoned. My dog picked it up and
No.
ate it. Yeah, yeah. And when I got my dog, had a what is it? Had an autopsy. They did a chemical analysis of the hot dog. It was rat poison and LSD.
I want to know who this person is.
Well,
And I want to find them.
with all the Ring doorbells in our neighborhood, nobody caught a damn thing. Somebody probably just drove down the street in a car and just dropped his hot dog out the window and just drove away.
I don't give. You don't with animals. You want
Yeah,
something like that? You got something that poison, you dispose of it properly. You don't put everybody else at risk. What if a little child had picked that up and stuck it in their mouth?
I don't think they cared. I don't think that person cared. Probably somebody trying to call down the population. Thinks they probably think they're doing a good thing.
I'm sorry, hon. That was a good dog.
Yeah. Well, my new avatar is a snake that a friend of mine has, and when I went to his house to take a picture of it, it actually opened his mouth and looked at me. If you can see my, I don't know if I can show my. Oh wait, here. Oh crap! It's not showing it. Damn it! I hate when I have to keep redoing this thing. Here, let me see. Edit audio avatar and photo library. There. Apply and let dry. Let's see. Camera off. There. See how it looked up at me and opened its mouth? I don't know if you can
Yeah,
make the
we can
picture
see
bigger.
it.
Yeah,
That's cool. I'm sorry that happened.
yeah. That's a Gaboon viper, by the way. It is venomous. It is a venomous reptile.
All right. Sorry, I gotta like bug my cat for a reason.
Uh,
I would lose my shit.
yeah,
If you want to know what would turn me homicidal, that would do it.
that would be it. Yeah,
That would be my hyper focus too. So yeah,
yeah,
don't
yeah,
with people's kids and don't with their pets. These are
yeah,
universal rules. They're not hard to follow.
yeah.
But here we are. I'm sorry, dude.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah.
Yeah. I just
Yeah, I'm
then I
not gonna
lost
give
all
you
my
a
subs.
you
Then I
lost your
lost all my subscribers on my YouTube, and then oh my god, just going to hell for me the past month.
I'm not gonna give you a bunch of useless words. I'm not that kind of person. But the only thing that I have ever found comfort in is the one thing that has never been proved false. It, it's not fakery, it's not flattery, it's not the useless call us if you need anything from a person who never means it. It's that this too shall pass.
Yeah,
It's hell going through it. But eventually, no matter how impossible it seems, it will pass. And I
yeah,
believe you'll make it through to the other side.
yeah.
I don't know if that helps any.
Well, I almost I came real close the other night, wanting to. Mm. Ah, boy.
I was there years and years ago. I've been
Yeah.
homeless, living at the hospitality of others for a good 2 month
Yeah.
period. I've been there. I have legitimately been there.
Yeah.
You will make it through. I do believe in you. Granted, I don't think that's much comfort considering everything, but I'd
Yeah.
rather tell the truth,
Yeah.
you know, because I don't like empty gestures. So I'm not going to do it to somebody else.
Yeah. Yeah. I.
There's a lot of crap going wrong right now.
Mhm.
And yeah, but I was complaining about my job. The fact of the matter is, I came the closest to quitting last week that I have the entire time since I've been there. The pressure
Huh.
was revved up on me so much that within a span of 3 days, I had 3 major meltdowns,
Huh.
full autistic meltdowns, 3 of them in a row. Always right before I had to get on the phones.
Boy.
It was getting extremely difficult And with all that pressure, all those not so fun parts of my diagnosis were coming out to play. And I told him
Yep.
that would happen, but I got to be fair to him too.
Yeah.
This is a person who was not trained to deal with an employee like me. I don't think a lot of people are.
Yeah.
So I hate to say it, it gets exhausting, but we've got to be the better person and be the person to be like, okay, here's what you need to understand about me.
Yeah.
Unroll the scroll, right?
Yep.
But yeah, I hadn't had a major meltdown like that since my dad died. My dad died in 2008.
Jeez.
That if you want to understand how much pressure that is for someone like me, it takes a lot for me to crack.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get it. But I think you'll get through it. We'll try to help you as much as we can. I know I don't live anywhere near you, but I'll try to
Yeah.
give you a good, kind word on here when I can.
Yeah. I I almost didn't come back on to YouTube. I almost just said fuck it.
I have had those thoughts, especially when I was stressed out so badly. But
Yeah.
that's the very reason why we should be on, because the things that are stressing us have to deal with who we are as disabled people.
Mhm.
And how else are people going to learn? Now, they're not all going to be
Yeah.
receptive. We know
Yeah.
that.
Well, when I deleted my channel, I didn't delete it all the way. I actually reactivated it about halfway through the deletion, so that's why I still have my wrench.
Yeah, I saw it there.
Yeah. Yeah. So I might do a proper deletion when I get a computer and then redo my channel then.
All right, now here's the part of the cast where I start dunking on Elon. Everybody's favorite pastime if you're neurodivergent.
Oh, Elon's a fucking dipshit.
The porn bots are making me insane. Like, I can't say anything at all, without random porn bots coming in, not to comment, but to like the comments. So now I have to go into every like, pull up the profile because I don't want to see your junk or your boobs. That's not what I'm on Twitter for.
I thought
And block them.
Elon was supposed to fix all that shit.
It got infinitely worse.
Well, apparently, now they're allowing porn on X now or something. I heard, or something.
For the love of God,
I'm not on X, but that's what I heard.
you scroll through comments, you will randomly see some chick laying down with her tits up.
Hmm. Oh,
That is a post that can easily land on that of a talking point of a 13-year-old. There's no security at X anymore.
I don't know
None.
if you're followed I don't know if you're following wrestling or anything. But the wrestler Alexa Bliss, her daughter has a health problem now that they found out. Her
Oh.
newly born daughter. It's called Twisted or I think it's called twisted neck syndrome or something or like that, or I can't remember the actual name, something like that. Um, let me see if I can. Let me see.
Yeah, you go ahead and pull that up because yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Let me see if I can.
there are some people that don't mark their stuff as sensitive, and you will click on it, and there's porn right in your face that you didn't ask for.
Yeah.
Just scrolling down and looking at the comments of a news article. Like under ceasefire, people who
Oh.
are texting from Gaza, and there's a porn
Uh.
bot.
I can't drop it in the chat. It's too big to drop in your. The article's too big.
That's all right, and I'll probably hear about it through the
It's
grapevine before long.
it,
Disability
it's
Scoop is usually quick with that stuff.
it's called torticollis. Torticollis. Uh,
Yeah, well, I wish the kid the best. I really do.
a sonic condition that led to her suffering from moderate to severe headaches, and she's yeah. I met a person with the same disorder a long time ago, and it's not a good condition to have, apparently.
I get you. Well, I do wish them the best.
Yeah,
I actually do.
yeah.
But, but
God,
yeah,
yeah,
I needed a minute to talk about Elon because there's a reason.
yeah.
There's been a slow migration. Two of our community opened up our own neurodivergent Discord.
Uh,
It's actually under the wives of one of the goth autistics that I follow, whose makeup is impeccable.
huh,
Oh my
huh,
god, her makeup is impeccable. Sorry, hyper focus,
huh,
but
huh.
seriously. Anyways, we've been slowly migrating our entire community over there because of Elon. But most of all, it started before the porn bot plague. It began when he endorsed and gave money to that freaking crackpot RFK Jr.
Oh, Jesus.
That guy has been saying that vaccines cause autism for over 30 years. He's been
Oh,
written off as a complete, utter crackpot. And now they want to put him up on a independent ticket, and he gave him money. I'm not going to participate in that kind of pseudoscience bullshit.
yeah,
I have no time for pseudoscience. None. I detest it with my whole soul because I've seen what it can do.
yeah.
Nah.
So, do you think Trump's gonna win this election or not?
If he wins, I'm hitchhiking to Canada or Mexico. Fuck this shit.
Well, it's better than having our current president, because he's just a fucking waste of skin.
He's a placeholder. There are presidents that are meant to be placeholders. Had Gore gotten in, he was meant to be a placeholder for the next guy that was supposed to pick up Clinton's mantle.
Well,
They're space fillers. They're not horrible, but they're not really good either. The only problem is when they put the space filler in, all the shit hit the fan.
yeah. Well,
Like, you want to talk about walking into office and everything exploding into your face. Think about that for a minute. Guy's barely in office. There goes Ukraine. Next year, there goes the Middle East. Guy's got immigration issues. He's got everybody fighting each other.
Yeah.
And then there's people like me who says you got to stop distracting yourselves from each other and start fighting the real enemy, which is those political fuckers who made their careers off of our backs getting CEO kickbacks. These politicians, and I've told you guys, I've worked closely with these bastards. They don't care about you or me, and everything you see on C-SPAN, the sound bites on Fox, it's nothing but theater.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it is. They are all out for the same things. They like getting us riled up so that we're too busy fighting each other to see what's happening behind the curtain. I've thought that for years. It's easier to distract us with different rights and getting conservatives to fight liberals and vice versa because it's the same tactics politics have used since the 90s. Well, at least with your current left wing, anyways.
Yeah.
They're pitting against each other because they don't want them to team up and start seeing what's really going on and how crooked every single one of these bastards that are sitting in Congress and in the Senate right now, what they're really up to, which is me. What's going to enrich me? What's going to be good for me and good for my family? Me. They don't give a shit about this country or anyone who lives in it if you're below a certain tax bracket.
Mm-hmm.
If they can't use you, they don't care about you.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why if you ever want to get anything actually done, you gotta have leverage. Because they are greedy, backstabbing, egotistical, megalomaniac, narcissistic pieces of shit.
Mm-hmm.
And there's only one politician, one, that I could ever trust on anything, and that was a state Republican before the Republicans in Missouri went and lost their damn minds. His name is Senator Scott Roop. And without him, there never would have been an office for autism services in the state of Missouri. Without him, my career wouldn't have existed. The services as we know them now, that's gone nationwide. It started here. It started with that panel, and then it started with the Missouri Commission on ASDs. That was a person who cared because he had one of his kids. And that was a person I could always trust to have our backs. These other slippery bastards, you better have leverage, or they're not doing shit. They're essentially blowing smoke up your ass and trying to be convincing enough so that you'll thank them for the privilege.
Mm-hmm.
What did Carlin once say? It's all bullshit and it's bad for you. It's a big club and you're not in it. He wasn't wrong. And politics and the cult of personality is a part of what bred such massive narcissism that you see in politics now. It was turning politicians into celebrities. You know, you start doing that, you start cultivating these cults of personality. You start feeding these people's ego, whose ego was already enormous to begin with. Self-interested, selfish, greedy people who probably hit the branch of every single one of the 7 deadly sins, and none of them in the fun way.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying. That's my view on politics. I don't trust Biden. I don't trust Trump. I don't trust any of them. Never have. The sooner we realize that when it comes to our politicians, even though they pretend to have sides, they really don't.
Mm.
It's the same corporations are paying for all their campaigns. Look it up. How many Democrats, as well as Republicans, got donations from Israel? Almost every last damn one of them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they talk about, but what about Microsoft and all that? They're all left-leaning. Bullshit. They're spreading money on both sides just as much as everyone else. That's why Robin Williams said a long time ago, I think if you become a politician and enter into Congress, you should have to wear a jacket with patches. The patches of every lobbyist you've accepted money from so we can see who owns you.
Hmm.
That would be brilliant. That would definitely open a hell of a lot of eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't trust, especially don't trust career politicians, but I don't trust Trump either. See, my stepmom, disabled now, can't really get out much. But back in the 80s, when Trump was first kind of really showboating like the narcissist piece of orange goo he is, she was around. She was a big real estate broker out of New York City back in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Made a great deal of money. And this is when he was popular. Remember when everybody liked him? I know it's kind of been a very long time ago, but there was a time period where people kind of really liked the guy. She always saw him as a greedy, narcissistic, and stupid POS.
Hmm.
Because he's not a great businessman. The bulk of his wealth is safe and came from the fact that he's a Nepo baby. It's an inheritance.
Mm-hmm.
A good majority of his businesses have reached bankruptcy more than once. In fact, he's been controversial with his business failings. So, yeah, he's not up to stuff. Joe's not up to stuff. This is not me hating him as a human being. I don't.
Mm-hmm.
That's just kind of one of the individuals who should have probably opted out of politics. He would be, I don't know, he has an accountant vibe to me. Is it just me? Be more happy, you know, being a retired accountant than having to deal with all of this. I don't think he's a bad person. I think he's in over his head. And part of what gives the Trump maggots so much ammo is because it shows he's in over his head.
Mm-hmm.
That's what keeps giving them ammo, but none of them seem to understand that so is Trump. It's kind of fun to look at it objectively, understanding that none of these people have your best interests at heart, and the few that do are made to where they can have no impact by all the others until they corrupt you too. Then you're allowed to get back in on the big boy discussions again.
Yeah.
I will never run for politics. I am much more effective being the loudmouth, same lobbyist that everybody up there in Jeff City either loathes or loves. depending on the person. Rather than trying to run for office and dealing with them, God, I'd feel the need to take 3 showers in a row.
Yeah.
So the argument of, but Trump's corrupt and he's in Russia's pocket, and all of these things you knew beforehand, before he became president in 2016. He had Russian
Biden's just
ties
corrupt.
because he has
Biden.
business there in Russia. Remember, he has properties in Russia. He does. I
Well,
think it was a resort of some kind. Of course, he has ties to Russia. That
apparently so
makes
does
perfectly
Biden.
logical sense. They all do. They're
Apparently.
career politicians.
Well, what was it? A couple of weeks ago, a news report came out and said that they found a whole bunch of hidden bank accounts in Biden's name from Russia, but it
And
had millions and millions of dollars.
he's not the only one though.
Yeah, but the thing is, he's not supposed to have all that money on him because he's in office. The only money he's supposed to be receiving is a check from what $250,000 a year or whatever it is for president.
I
I
would say
forget how
that was
much, but
probably more than I'd ever see in the year, but it's been, except for the last part of it, a pretty decent year so far, monetarily wise, like shockingly so.
well,
Like, I'm no longer having to sit there and dread what happens if I lose my job. I'll be fine. Absolutely fine.
I wish I can get a job, but I can't sit up long enough to work. I can't sit in my chair long enough to work, which sucks.
Yeah, Paul's much the same way. He has a schizotypal disorder and adrenal disease.
Yeah.
It's the adrenal disease that makes it near impossible. It causes him constant shakes. What happens is his adrenal glands never turn off.
Yeah.
So he's constantly shaking. And because of it, and there's times where he has what we call an adrenal crash. An adrenal crash is where all of a sudden those adrenal glands turn off. And he's addicted to a drug his own body produces, and that's suddenly turned off. What do you think happens?
Oh boy. Withdrawal, which ain't fun.
Massive, and every time it happens too. It has put him in the hospital before, more than once. I've had to save his life literally 3 times. 3 times. So, although he's much better physically now than he has been in quite some time.
Yeah.
Because of the adrenal and because he's getting older, he will have moments where he has to sleep. So he can't be trying to be on the phone and suddenly there's adrenaline crash. Especially back when we were doing this shit physically, and he would have to, at that point, in adrenal crash, going through withdrawals from a drug his body produces, has to somehow manage on his own legs to get out of the building, find a ride home. Yeah.
Jeez.
And the fact that he managed to do so previously it's miraculous. Well, we've all seen withdrawals, I think, at this point.
Uh,
I've been through
I'm
withdrawals.
yeah, they're not fun.
That the withdrawals that I went through for 2 solid weeks after I dropped hydromorphone cold turkey. I'm lucky I'm not dead. That was a
Uh,
real stupid thing for me to do without a doctor.
I got off of oxycodone, and that was a major bitch.
Yeah,
That caused my heart rate to go up to 188 beats a minute.
sounds like one of my trachnocardic attacks.
Yeah,
It's not fun. You can probably
yeah.
your face goes white. You can't do shit.
And now I'm on a drug that controls that. It's called oh, what is it called? Clonidine, I think it's clonidine, and it
Yeah,
brings my heart rate down to a more manageable level. That's the only symptom I have now is just the rapid heart rate.
yeah.
I
It's
think,
called tachycardia.
yeah, tachycardia. Yeah.
And I've had it since I was a kid. My mom had it. My mom scared me to death because I was like, oh, I was a junior in high school. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I get told on the way home that my mom just got sent to the ER. That my
Oh
uncle
boy.
literally had to come pick her up and drive her to the hospital. And they sent her home.
What?
No med.
What?
And she ended up having to call him back to come pick her up again the following morning and take her to the ER where she had to have, I believe it's called an ablation, where they go into the heart to
Yeah.
fix what was causing the tachycardia. I haven't undergone such a procedure yet. Freaking terrified of it. But yeah, I heart goes out to you. I
Yeah.
know what those attacks are like. I've had to deal with them my whole life. They've gotten worse as I get older. I know eventually I'm going to have to go get done what she got done, and I'm going to be terrified the whole time. Hopefully,
Well,
they'll let me have my cat, my calm down cat. He's a good boy.
well,
But
if I have to have that done, I might as well tell the doctor just to cut me open and just walk out the door and let me bleed out.
to get an ablation done.
Yeah, but I might as well just tell the doctor just to cut me open and walk out the door and just leave me on the operating table.
Yeah, no hospital that's worth anything is going to do that. What would happen, I know this from experience because of my freaking psychotic ex, is after you say such things to your doctor, they'll patch you up.
Hmm.
And then when they discharge you to the psych ward.
Yeah. Well,
I'm not telling this to be mean or try to infer something that happened over what you're telling me, which is extremely important. I'm just telling you what would probably happen.
yeah. Well,
I've been there, dude. I've been suicidal. Haven't been in many, many years, but I've been there. And I'd rather stay on the side where I know what's here.
yeah.
It may suck, but at least I'm still breathing. Because there's no guarantees about that other side, if there's any guarantee to be had, other than becoming worm food, as my brother likes to so often tell me.
Well, I've been
I'm
clinically dead
religious.
before.
I believe in the other side. I just don't want to see it so soon. Go ahead.
I've been clinically dead before in surgery. I know there's another side. I know there is. So sometimes I just can't wait to go.
If you're here, granted, this is coming religious. So if you're not religious, folks, you know where the exits are. If you're still here, that's because you still have a purpose here.
Yeah.
I can't tell you what that is. I can only tell you what I know from experience in my own life. But if you're
Yeah.
still here, if you've made it this far, in spite of all the crap, and in spite of all the crap that's there now, there is a reason and a point to it, even if you don't know what it is. Even if you have no idea how you're going to find out. It will eventually find you. And you'll know it here. What saved me was the fight. The fight against places like the JRC, the fight against the abuse our entire disability community has gone over, fight against the cruelty, and the people that I've met, and the neurodivergent community that I helped lift up off the ground from its beginning. You've got a purpose. I can't tell you what it is. I can tell you mine. I know that's not going to affect you, but there's a reason why you are here. I will say what I do know is you will find it. We
Yeah.
all do at some point, and you'll know it. If you have nothing else to hold on to that. It's not a
Yeah.
mistake that you're still here. All right, we're going to lighten it up a little bit before we go, folks. It's been about an hour here.
It's an hour
So,
and 2 minutes on the thing. So.
yep.
Alright,
So let's talk positive. We have ARC, the biggest organization in the United States when it comes to providing services for people with developmental disabilities and physical disabilities, deciding that they've had enough of the waiting and decided that they were going to start pushing on the people that they have as allies in order to get a final federal investigation done on the JRC. The ARC is done. They're doing something that should have
yeah.
been done a very long time ago. It's massive good news. And we're
Yeah.
going to go ahead and close out on the good news, folks. First of all, Chairman, before we head out, I am so sorry about the loss of your dog and everything you're going through right now. Our community is
Yeah.
extremely small, but we all support you. I know the wider disability movement would if you got a people first out in your area or anywhere near you. You don't have to show up in person. They will come to you. Believe me, I know. I've had it happen. That was crazy.
Hmm.
But I have full faith in you. And folks, before I close out, remember we're starting the new series called Autistic in the Workplace. We're going two-pronged from managerial side and autistic employee side, what both sides need to know to better start working together, start teaching one another. We can't count on those governmental bastards to make the regulations to make shit happen, so we got to do it ourselves. That's what that series is all about. So please come on the first one. I ramble quite a bit. I had to let quite a bit of steam out in regards to my dub. I apologize for that, but we're going to be delving into multiple things. Please make sure to also check out the JRC videos. Unlike the other series, there will be one out every single day until the JRC is buried and under the ground where it belongs. We appreciate your time at Spilling Tea, folks. As always, we do hope you have a good one. We'll see you all next time. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.